Hello, and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
Good, as
Good.
usual.
It's getting to that busy time of the year. There's Christmas is on the horizon. Most of the big games that anyone's got any passing interest in have now come out. There's a few still to come, but as of this time of recording, it's getting less and less and less. You bought a retail game this week.
Yes, I think it was my second retail game this year. I've purchased 2 retail games this year.
Go on, talk about it. Give us some early impressions because I still haven't played it yet.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to buy it until I saw the reviews for it and I thought, oh, there's some good reviews. I'm buying it. No hesitation whatsoever. And then there was a shitstorm. I ignored it because I then realized it was just a bunch of vlogs.
Which shitstorm are you referring to? Because there's
Monster
multiple.
Hunter. No, not Monster Hunter. Dragon Age, Veilguard.
Yeah, but so like which shitstorm though you're talking about?
Oh, the whole trans bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Thing.
So there's been two big topics around that one.
The review thing too. I don't care about that.
And I am a big fan of Mr. Matty Plays, so I'll kind of put that out there beforehand. He's host of Defining Duke, which I listen to all the time. I've spoken to the guy a couple of times. He's connected to friends of ours with the game that he's making. There's a whole bunch of stuff that Matty kind of crosses over, I suppose, with. But I'll put it out there. Matty didn't do the wrong thing. He was failed by some people around him. That's about all I'll say on that matter. But yeah, it's a shame when I guess a new release comes out or a beta. If you want to talk about the Monster Hunter side of things, but we're going to do a dedicated episode about Monster Hunter, so people should check that out on the podcast feed and the YouTube channel as well. It's a shame when a game comes out and there's just all of this controversy or talk about it when people could just be sitting down and playing the game and make up their own minds. So that kind of sucks. You've been doing that, which is awesome.
This guy, I only realized all this. I call it bullshit 2 days after I started playing the game. And I just looked at it, laughed, and continued playing the game because that is the least of my worries about that game. My worries about Dragon Age? Zero. None. All I say is, BioWare's back.
That's finally awesome, mate. That is so good because, yeah, I'm really keen on this and I'm really keen for like BioWare to have a win because Mass Effect's next.
Yes. And when you play, when I was playing, I thought, I haven't played Dragon Age for 10 years. But it feels like a Dragon Age game.
That's awesome.
And the characters, they've learned from Andromeda. Characters, not boring.
The eyes work. The eyes okay.
Work. There is facial expressions. I saw an eye twitch the other day. I thought, eye movement. I thought that's the good kind of eye movement, not your weird stuff from Andromeda.
The Assassin's Creed Unity sort of eye movement.
Yes. But all I say is with Dragon Age, I think whoever it was, EA, BioWare, presented it poorly. I'll say that straight away. Like what they showed the previews and all that, that's the first 45 minutes of the game. I'll put that out there now.
So, oh wait, hang on. Sorry, which previews? You're talking about like trailers and those sorts of things?
Let's say early gameplay.
Yeah, okay.
Previews, like very start of the year previews.
Yeah, okay, those ones. Yeah, cool.
That's basically first 45 minutes of the game.
That's good.
So that's
good.
Which is good. I thought when we got this part, like, cool. Now I don't know what's going on. And since then, it's been nothing but enjoyment and fun.
Because certainly one of the interesting things in terms of kind of marketing, that sort of thing. And look, obviously we weren't privileged enough to go to any EA, BioWare, Dragon Age hands-on previews. But when there was that hands-on preview maybe a month and a half ago, apparently they told all the previewers, oh yeah, this is like really early in the game. But some of the stuff actually extends all the way through to chapter 9 in the game, and there's 14 or 15 chapters in the game, so they actually kind of showed off some stuff that's fairly deep into the game.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me too much.
I haven't seen the part of the dragon yet. The dragon coming out of the castle.
Oh, okay.
Haven't got to that part yet. Don't care yet.
That's fine.
But
keep enjoying it.
Like I said, yeah. But all I can say is like what everyone else says, getting pissed off.
Just fuck off and go play the game, or don't.
It's BioWare. It's good to see BioWare back.
That's awesome.
In the good books. That's all I care about.
Can't wait to play it. Actually, that's probably one of the best pitches I've heard so far because it's just kind of the enthusiast player side. There's not the
There's no critic
games
side to
critic
it.
sort of thing, yeah, that's coming out here. So that
Like all those
helps
people,
hand things up for me.
it's all those people like, oh yeah, all my choices from the last 3 Dragon Age games not coming through. It's 10 years ago. I can't remember what I did a week ago, let alone what happened 10 years ago.
Oath.
There's certain characters that go, hey, I remember you, and that's it. That's all I need to know. It's like, hey, I remember you, and that says to me my memory is still slightly intact.
I'll have no idea because I really didn't give Inquisition enough time. 2, I completely missed, and so my experiences are with 1.
I
Origins.
wouldn't really worry about 2. I wasn't a big fan of 2.
One day I'm going to go and play them all, and maybe it's this that's kind of the catalyst for it. But anyway, more on Dragon Age. We'll inevitably be talking about it when it comes to the patched updates at the end of the month, and then who knows how long it'll go from there once I get in on it, and who knows how deep you go. So keen to talk about it more with you over the coming weeks and months to come. But there's been, I guess, a whole bunch of controversy around that. And then there's been a whole bunch of controversy around PlayStation Studios. So what we're going to do over the course of 3 different episodes, I don't know if they'll be back to back to back. It probably depends on if some news pops up that we feel like we need to discuss. But before the end of the year, we're going to do 3 episodes kind of focused on each of the 3 big console manufacturers and kind of what they need to do, what they need to fix, what needs changing. And the timing of this one for PlayStation specifically, I guess for me, when I was kind of bubbling on the idea, was okay, we probably need to pull the trigger on that now. So PlayStation had a rough week. We know they obviously shut down Concord recently after it was alive for 10 days?
Somewhere around there.
7
it
to 10
wasn't
days.
long, let's be honest. Like, we compared it to a carrot, and a carrot lasts 25 days. So
it's true, yeah.
Less than 25 days. So I think it was around 10. Around 10, I reckon.
So, yeah, 10 days. And then it got shut down. People were kind of questioning, are they going to try and bring it back? Are they going to try and free to play it? No, they've killed it. And in the process, they've also killed 2 game developers. There was a press release from Herman Holst on behalf of PlayStation. These days, he's...
Who?
Hey?
It was 2. I remember. I knew 1. I didn't know the second one. Was that the mobile one?
So yeah, they've killed the mobile team, Neon Koi, and
Excellent.
then they've also killed Firewalk, the team responsible for Concord.
Concord, yes.
So I guess in a year where there's been a lot of studio closures in a year, like we'll kind of, I guess, throw it open a little bit. Like, what does PlayStation need to do from here to kind of improve? And again, I think we can ask this question still about all 3 console manufacturers. There's always areas that they can improve, but I think in the case of PlayStation, it's maybe a little bit more clear where their weaknesses are, because they're still the number 1 selling console. They put out Astrobot, and it's going to contend, if not win, Game of the Year. Helldivers is going to be in that same sort of conversation as well. There's a whole bunch of exclusives that they've locked down over the course of the year, from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to Wukong to what was the Rise of the Ronin? Like, they've been able to have exclusives kind of coming along all year round that have kind of made sure that the PlayStation name is out there and the big one. But there's obviously lots of weaknesses as well. So what do they need to do going forward to kind of improve, to fix things, to right the wrongs? Because studio closures aren't great. Games lasting 10 days and being closed isn't great. The live service thing, they still want to continue pushing. So what do they need to do?
Well, exactly that. Don't push the live server thing, because I think you've already seen it don't work, especially when you've spent $400 million. I don't know if that was all Sony's money on one game, a live server game, which you do scratch your head at and think, where did that 400 million go? Because I never played the game. I know you did, and you found it, I'm going to say the words, you can correct me on this, boring.
Yeah, well, no. So as a gameplay experience, it's great, and you can actually see the DNA of the Destiny developers, and because there's a fair few ex-Bungie, I don't know where that came from, ex-Bungie developers, and there's Call of Duty developers, there's Halo developers. Like, there's a lot of talent working on it, and in terms of the gameplay experience, you could really see it. It was a good game to play. It was just completely boring in the sense of the characters sucked. There was.
I think also too there was a price tag on top of it.
Well, that probably hurt a little bit,
which doesn't help either.
Yeah, I think if everything else is good, then it'll be fine. And Helldivers, I think, proved that. But Concord had no goodwill.
Yes, it's unfortunate that Firewalk is gone now. We I know we were making jokes of it earlier in the year or a couple of months ago that we said, when's it going to close? I didn't expect it to close
This soon?
so soon, yes. And I think someone was joking. I don't know if it's true or not, that someone said there's been more studio closes at Sony Studios this year than there have been game releases from Sony Studios. I don't know if that's true. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
So no, they've had Astrobot, Helldivers,
Astro-
and Concord, and they've
Do you
closed.
count Concord though?
Well, we
If
have
it's
to.
no
It
longer
did
available?
come out, but I think now they could technically write it all off. So I don't know. Like we could probably get really technical about it. But then, in terms of studio closures, so there's obviously these two, Neon Koi
Firewalk.
and Firewalk. Sorry, I'm kind of half googling now
No,
to see.
half Google, I can see that.
I think it's just those two. But of course, like when I search for studio closures, that's all I'm getting at the moment. Like when did London Studio get shut down? Was that this year in the end?
I thought it was
Oh no,
early
they
this
got
year.
made defunct this year, so that's 3.
So they're on par at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the same time, I don't think. No, we're not
They
putting
have
out
created
competition,
studios over the course of the year. Obviously, there was the team that was kind of the team that was working on a new project at Bungie that they then kind of ripped out of Bungie and spun off and brought them right into SIE. So they're building teams at the same time, which is kind of what PlayStation does best, is kind of building from within or leveraging relationships and those sorts of things. So that's probably a good sign. But yeah, they've closed just as many teams this year as they've released exclusive games, specifically from anything related to PlayStation Studios.
which is
So
very
that's
odd coming from a PlayStation side of things because they also always used to be like, hey, we got first party games coming out year after year, and this year it's been very quiet. I know might be a big year next year.
well, Ghost at very
Yeah.
least, right?
Ghost, yes. I forgot about Ghost, yes. So one game in the pipeline. We don't
That
know
we know
about
of.
Wolverine. Oh, we do know about Wolverine. We saw the leak.
Yeah, we saw the leak.
Right.
2026 people.
2026 is Wolverine, so that's 2 years away. So they've got one game coming out
Venom
next
was
year.
supposed to be the thing next year.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, no DLC. Yes,
that's a pretty yeah, and the DLC kind of idea seems to have been scrapped. I mean, it's a pretty good year for PlayStation if you start with Ghost of Yotei and Venom. If that's kind of the starting point, it's a pretty solid year.
It is.
Oh, sorry. I guess we should also say we're not counting remakes, remasters, those sort of things. So, oh, hang on. So are we counting Lego Horizon here? I feel like we can count Lego Horizon in terms of exclusives that came out this year, but we probably can't count Horizon Remaster. We probably can't count Last of Us Part 2 Remastered in terms of those games that came out this year.
No, I can't wait. Do you count Lego Horizon because it was on Nintendo as well?
Oh, shit. It's not an exclusive.
Ah, got you there.
Yeah, goodbye.
And
There we go. Okay,
let's
no,
be,
we're back. That's
and let's
right.
be honest, I forgot about the Horizon remaster because there was another game that came out on the same date as Horizon.
Because of
Good
course, it always happens.
Every damn time, it's just why can't you let Horizon breathe, Stoney? What's your problem with it? I don't get it. It's just silly. Don't understand.
I don't get it.
Me either. It's
So
just downright silly.
I guess to put a bit of it, like, what do you feel like is the next? So that you want them to kind of look at that live service thing and what, kill it?
I wouldn't say kill it, just don't put so much focus on it. I think if you look at
Marathon should be next year too, by the way.
Marathon as well, but if you look at something like at the start of the year with their state of play, what would you say about 75% of the games they showed were all online based games? Not
Yeah.
a lot of single player games, and people just went, we don't care. And then they sort of turned it around a couple of months ago, but all they showed was single player games because of the whole Concord disaster. It was like, that's weird. They've just gone a full 180 and just forgotten about all these online server games. Yes, there's Marathon. I forgot about, is Foam Star still a thing?
But Square Enix made that.
Oh,
and
that's
I
Square Enix.
believe
That don't count.
I believe they've just locked that down as a, well, it didn't work out anyway, but I believe they just locked that down as an exclusive, and then it'll go elsewhere if it hasn't already. Actually, I think it might have. I'll double check that while we're chatting, but I'm pretty sure that's.
I would say spend less time on online server games and more focus, I would say, on smaller developed games. None of this big game rubbish. Well, not say rubbish. I mean, Horizon Forbidden West. What was it? $200 million to make. Just scale it down. You don't
I
need
mean,
to make a
Spider-Man
massive
3 is
game.
reportedly going to be 320 million or something. So
320 million. But they just had the exact same city layout. I'm not being harsh or anything, but I'm pretty sure Manhattan doesn't change in, two Spider-Man sequels.
I mean, to be fair, they added a whole lot to the
They
world in
did.
Spider-Man 2, and maybe they do the same in Spider-Man 3. But yeah, I would agree. It's an interesting one. Well, I guess your point, I guess segues a little bit into mine, and we can maybe kind of riff ideas a little bit here. So that kind of point of smaller games is kind of where I want to spin off. So obviously they've got some huge. The live service thing is the live service thing, and I guess my point when it comes to live service is they probably just need to be a bit more strategic about which games they kind of build their live service around. And things like The Last of Us were the right pick. So they've kind of messed that up as well in terms of not actually following that through. Hell, they could have saved Firewalk by going, hey, guys, like Naughty Dog's kind of got this to a great point and just needs to finish off, go finish the job. But
no,
they didn't.
Bungie said no.
So
they're great.
Well, no, in the
studio
end, Naughty Dog said no because they're like, oh, hang on, what?
They got
It's going to
space game
require
today.
all of this time and effort, or we can't do that. So, so I kind of respect them for that. But yeah, obviously, it sounds like a pretty brilliant game's kind of been left on the table as a result. But so they've got some incredible franchises, whether it's The Last of Us, whether it's Uncharted, whether it's God of War, Horizon, Gran Turismo, and we kind of see, I guess we can leverage Spider-Man, I guess, in the same conversation. They've got heaps of amazing franchise, Ghost, that they're kind of rolling out and they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars for. And your point about kind of smaller games, I think, is a great thing to kind of explore a little bit, because PlayStation's got a shit ton of IP that they just
don't use.
They just don't use. I think Nintendo's got probably more IP, but most of them, well, I wouldn't say most, but more of them are active IP than what PlayStation has these days. So, like, if I just throw a few game franchises at you, and just, let me know as along the way if you wouldn't necessarily object to checking out a new one from these. I'm just here on the PlayStation Wikipedia thing here and looking at a bunch of different
we
IP.
could say yeah. I'll say yes to Siphon Filter already, because we've been campaigning for that for years.
Don't know
just
why
to bring out another.
I don't know why there's a subcategory here, but anyway. Ape Escape. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Wikipedia's doing some weird things here.
Yeah.
Ape Escape. I'm not saying we'd necessarily be keen on it, but like Buzz could be a really cool one. In terms of live service stuff, you could,
game,
1 versus 100. You could do that via phones using what did they call it? There was a whole initiative that they had going. PlayLink. I think it was PlayLink.
That sounds very Sony-like, just to put the word play in something. The PlayStation Play. The PlayStation Mobile.
Come on, give me... Yep, it was PlayLink. Nailed it. Holy shit, that came from the deepest recesses of my mind. But like that, Buzz could be one of those sort of experiences, just like what we get from a Jackbox party pack style thing these days. Everybody's Golf could get used for dumb fun. Gravity Rush is one that, it's a niche thing, but lots of people like it, and there's some sort of adaptation coming from PlayStation Studios. Infamous, we obviously talk about fairly regularly. Yeah. Jack and Daxter, Killzone just had its 20th anniversary, and also there's a whole bunch of fans that have created a petition going, hey, like, license it to us, we'll do something with it, like we'll keep it alive. Little Big Planet, Motorstorm, Medieval, Lemmings, Resistance, Sly Cooper, Siphon Filter, you've already mentioned, Twisted Metal, which was at one point potentially going to be a thing somewhat recently. I don't know, now I'm looking at this other main category because I don't know why they had to split it. Alundra, there's Dark Cloud, there's Colony Wars, there's where to go? I saw The Getaway. Remember the Getaway on the PS2?
Yeah, The Getaway, yeah. That was another game we talked about too a while back to bring back.
Yeah, like there's heaps, and I'm just kind of skimming. I mean, Loco Roco is fairly niche.
Driver,
but that's I think Square Enix owns that these days, maybe.
Well, it was Ubisoft that made the last game, but I haven't seen.
And I'm definitely going to be missing. Hell, SingStar was always a huge thing.
Oh yes. SOCOM.
Tearaway, Until Dawn. I mean, Until Dawn's obviously just had a remaster come out. Oh, there's another one this year too, and that was a full-blown remake, kind of, sort of, that was arguably worse than the PS4 version. Anyway, my point is, like, there's so many different franchises there. Some that we've kind of gone, yeah, to. Some we've acknowledged that maybe others would really get excited about. All of these could be used in some way, shape, or form. They don't need to. I know, like, if we talk Uncharted, for example, that's kind of the studio, a precious baby of PlayStation, and Naughty Dog's probably going to be ultra protective of it. But there's no reason why you can't find the right pairing. I think back to when we saw the Sly trilogy and Sly Cooper 4, where basically Sanzaru, who these days are now caught up with Meta, and they're making some great stuff for them. But they just were fans of Sly, put one together, present it to PlayStation, and they're like, yeah, cool, great, let's go with it. The only catch for them was, hey, we want you to do this trilogy remaster first, just to kind of get yourself comfortable, and then if that does well, go make Sly 4, and it did do well, and they did make Sly 4, and I'm sure there's other teams out there. If PlayStation put out a call and said, hey, like, if you've got ideas, come and talk to us, you'd get developers from around the world going, hey, I'd love to do something with Siphon Filter, or I'd love to do something with Infamous, or I'd love to do something with whatever. And some of these games might, like, I could see an Infamous, I could see a Resistance being something, a Killzone, especially probably a Killzone, because one of its big things was how it looked visually. I could see some of those being the sorts of second-party titles that become multiple potential hundreds of thousands of dollars to make. But a lot of them, you're doing for much less than 100 million. They're kind of, for us, that seems like a crazy amount of money. But when you're talking about things that are in tens of millions, and you're selling things to the hardcore PlayStation fans, and you slap the title Infamous on it, for example, a lot of people are going to be pretty interested. And you're probably going to make your money back and then some. And you don't have to then use Naughty Dog. You don't have to use Sucker Punch. You don't have to use Guerrilla or Santa Monica or any of the big names that kind of, created these studios in the first place. But you don't have to take them away from The Last of Us Part 3 or Cory Barlog's sci-fi game or whatever it happens to be. You can kind of have these things all working at the same time. And so I think the big thing that I'd like to see PlayStation start to do, whether it's effective immediately or beginning of next year, is actually reach out and try and find teams like, hey, you've kind of shown us that you're really good at whatever. What if we gave you this franchise? There was a whole bunch of talk. You might remember when people were speculating about what Konami was up to, and when Metal Gear was being talked about, when Castlevania was being talked about, people were like, oh, maybe, and I've forgotten his name now, but he was the lead director on God of War Ragnarok. Eric somebody. He made a comment on the kind of funny, I think, review cast that they did or something about it, where they asked him, what would you love to make? He's like, I'd love to do Castlevania. And people just went nuts because they thought, oh, hang on, this is something like this, some PlayStation, go and do it. Now, obviously, that would have been a cool thing if they pulled that off or whatever, but there's no reason why PlayStation themselves can't find teams, just like they did with Sansaru back in the day, and go, here's the franchise, you want to make something with it, well, go for it, and we'll kind of work with you in a second party capacity. It's exactly what they did back in the days of the PS3 in particular. And well, that was that whole period when they were starting to do that sort of thing. That was the period where they got back up off their feet after a really shitty start and got a whole bunch of momentum that they carried into the PS4 right when they needed to, and then that's obviously led them to be the top dog these days. I think if they get back to that, we start to see a PlayStation that has a far more diverse portfolio, because people are kind of getting tired of Horizon, God of War, Last of Us.
Yeah.
As much as they're brilliant, like people, it's the same games over and over and over now. We're seeing a lot of it, and you had Spider-Man in there as well. We've now had 3 of those already.
Yeah. Plus, could you say add a remaster? So 4.
Yeah, if you really want to double down it, like there's heaps. There's so much out there. Horizon obviously is the one that's reportedly going to be the biggest and most saturated of the lot. We've obviously had a remaster recently. We've had 2 core games. We had a VR title. There's all the online stuff. I've still got the footage of the online stuff that leaked. There's a Lego game now, which I guess that was the interesting thing to come out during the week. Did you see that it was actually Lego that reached out to them to make it, not PlayStation saying, hey, Lego, can we make a Lego Horizon game? So that was kind of interesting.
So clearly they want to, hey, can we brand your franchise for Lego, please? They've looked at the ideas and gone, we can make all these machines. Like your tall neck there.
It's out of shot for everyone in the thing here, but the Lego tall neck was like they yeah, sorry, it's for you, but it's cropped.
Oh no, no,
Um,
I was just trying to figure out the elephant one, and I realized that's not Lego. That's just an actual.
that one,
What's the one to the
the wooden one, or
far?
the
No, no, the one to on the end there. Yeah, that one.
yeah, those were the ones that came with the two different versions of the Horizon
I
Forbidden West
yes, that's
Collector's
right.
Edition,
Yes.
and then there was kind of that came with the little press kit that PlayStation sent. Um, but yeah, they're kind of flogging some of their biggest franchises, and at some point they're gonna like people are gonna burn out. They're not Mario's. They're not just pick up and play and all about fun and joy. They're kind of dark and depressing. They've kind of got, or in some cases, they're dark and depressing, and there's only so much of that people want. But Infamous, for example, you can just go out and blow shit up and have a bit of fun with it in a big open world. It would be tonally still very different to what you have with Spider-Man. It's different to everything else that they've got going at the moment. Resistance, Killzone, is obviously they're probably the big three, I guess, these days. But you could pull together a fun Ape Escape game, and people still seem to lose their mind whenever Ape Escape pops up.
It is weird. Yeah, whether it's that stupid, whatever they're stupid, I'm gonna call it NFTs. I don't know what they call that, stars or whatever
Oh,
it
through
is. I don't
PlayStation
know.
Stars, yeah.
Yeah, where they saw an Ape Escape thing and people are going absolutely nuts. I'm thinking it's just a digital piece of shit. You can't do anything with it. But hey, people get excited about it every time they see the word Ape Escape or anything related to
They go
Ape
nuts.
Escape.
So if they're really strategic about the franchises, and then they're strategic about the team, and then they set a very carefully considered budget with them, there is no reason why. Firstly, those teams can't really grow and thrive, and then the games could be brilliant as well. And the big thinking is that like Sucker Punch, back in the day, they came to PlayStation with the idea of Sly. It got a bit of momentum. They put out 3 games that were really well received. They put out Infamous then that was really well received, and then PlayStation bought them. Naughty Dog was a similar sort of story back in the day where they were kind of working together, and then PlayStation bought them. And there's a whole bunch of teams that have kind of come along. They've been working together closely for many years. Even the Housemarque purchase from back in, was that 2020 or 2021? Like they'd been working together as partners for years. They knew each other super well, and then PlayStation put a ring on it. And there's no reason why they can't kind of get back to that. And then you don't, well, not know, but you're less likely to have a Concord style situation where you don't 100% know what you got. You're taking a risk, and it may or may not work for you. And it blew up in their face here. The Bungie one is obviously not going amazingly well. Bungie is undoubtedly talented, and I'm sure they will get themselves right, and I'm sure that Marathon is probably going to be huge. But how much of that is the Bungie name carrying it as opposed to necessarily the game that's potentially going to be brilliant? We'll have to wait and see there. I think there's something to be said for the going back to what worked and going back to what got you to this place in the first place. And I don't think we're talking about like arrogant old Sony and all those sorts of things, but it's just the strategy, and they can make games for cheaper than what they are, and
I
have
think
them be tens.
I was just saying, I think they're getting to that phase of what Xbox used to do for almost 10 years, where it was just Halo, Gears of War. They're getting into that territory, and if you see Xbox, I know we talk about the presentation, but all they had for nearly 10 to 15 years were those 2 franchises, and to be honest, people are getting quite bored of it. They brought back Gears of War 4. Most people is like, I don't care. That's what it felt like
Well,
when I
they
heard.
played it,
When I heard Gears of War 4 was getting made, I thought, oh great, Marcus Phoenix isn't the main guy. I was like, I don't even want to play it, to be honest. It's just not Gears of War without Marcus, or as playing Marcus. But and then you got Halo, and then you see Halo's been very, let's just say, up and down.
It's slipping
since Bungie left. And then sort of obviously there's the whole criticism for 5 years that hey, Xbox make some games, and they're slowly getting there. They haven't really, I would say, hit the mark yet. They've been, is that a mosquito or just a bug? Where's your zapper?
That was a mosquito, and I got it, and the zapper didn't go near. So,
oh damn, they're getting smarter. But I think that's where Sony's going down that path. So I do agree with you about getting, I would say, outside sources to make old classic games that people remember and keep asking for. Go, hey, make this. Can we have this game, please? And you just go, no. Here's another Horizon game, and everyone's just like, oh man, it's releasing on the same day as another big game. Like, oh cool, buy that instead.
Yeah, I mean
Really?
that's a whole other variable in the mix when it comes to Horizon. But yeah, there's just so many franchises they could do some stuff with, and I just wish they would pull their finger out and do it. And you can still mix live service in amongst that. Like again, I think SingStar and Buzz are obviously walk-up candidates for that, and it would be super cheap to do it in the first place. So the odds of them being successful is quite high. Um, but you can have live service modes within Killzone or something like that. For example, it doesn't have to take away from the core thing. You can like. I feel like we're starting to see a little bit of a shift back, and the Call of Duty, I think, being as successful as it's been this year, probably highlights that a little bit too. That like you can still have the single player, you can still just have the bought and paid for multiplayer that does really well. Like you can kind of invest in these different verticals and have it be really successful. Now I know Call of Duty is kind of the exception to the rule most of the time, but they can kind of splash their live service budget in with some of this stuff. Hell, the Getaway comes back, for example. You put out you put your campaign out there. You have a GTA Online style online mode, and then watch it make your shark card style bucks. Like it's
Oh yeah, that stuff.
like
Shark cards. I don't know what they're called. All I know
yeah,
is it's got shark in it. That's about it.
yeah.
I was looking to go. I'm not touching that.
But they just print money. And you only need to make a good game and get people invested, and they will throw money at it. So yeah, there's plenty of IP they can do this for, and yeah, some of those games will be potentially hundreds of millions. Some of these other games will be tens of millions, and that's fine. Not. It feels like it's kind of we're all in, we're hundreds of millions of dollars in, or we're not in at all, and they don't have to do that. So that my kind of hope is that they can use the full spectrum of the budgetary scale and actually develop, lean into the IP that they've got. They've got so many they could use, and then just go for it.
And also, you got 30 years of PlayStation fans. 30 years. So you just don't remember they're not 5 years old. They didn't come out 5 years ago and just have to make the same games over and over.
Yeah.
You've got, like I said, everyone went absolutely crazy for the PS5 Pro 30th anniversary edition, which it was a PS5, not a PS1. Disappointing, but no one really cared about that PS5 Pro until it was a 30th anniversary edition. Then everyone went absolutely batshit crazy for it, and if it was people in a line trying to get it, like Black Friday in America, there'd be blood everywhere just to get those PS5 Pro.
I mean, I wish it was in like that sort of system because I would have gotten one that way.
Hey,
I've had a bad year for
idea,
this sort of
though.
thing. I was desperately trying to get Coldplay tickets for my wife. Couldn't do that. Desperately
Only for
trying to
3
get
shows, you couldn't get one.
was there even 3? Wasn't it 4? Like
Or
I feel like
5?
I couldn't
That was a lot.
get any. So
Really?
yeah, it's the first time I've ever really properly struck out trying to get tickets for a gig that I've wanted to get tickets for. Now I'm sure if I had any interest in Taylor Swift, maybe I would have had that same issue as well because people are having lots of headaches with that. But Coldplay is the first time I've kind of struck out. So and my wife was a bit filthy about that. 'Cause she's like, you managed to get Green Day tickets, but you couldn't get Coldplay. I'm like, come on, I was trying to do both.
Let's be honest, Coldplay's a lot popular than Green Day.
Yeah, they're more popular than Green Day.
Coldplay, quite, yeah, when you sell out, 5 shows at Marvel Stadium, which is quite a large venue, if anyone listened, it's about, holds 50,000. But only about 20,000 turn up.
No, 60,000 in the seat. Well, it depends if North Melbourne's playing or not. What 60,000 seats or thereabouts, and then
It's 60. Oh, is it?
yeah, I think it's 60, and then you could pack 20, 30 probably on the floor. Marvel Stadium capacity. I'm glad we're
Yes.
like,
If it's a
really-
North Melbourne game, it's 5,000.
53,359.
53. Oh, there you go. Still 60,000. 30 on the
Yeah, you probably get
grass.
close,
No one cares about that
70.
grass anyway. It's rubbish anyway.
And yeah, I think Green Day was playing there, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Green Day is, not was, is. What I know. Is.
I can't remember. I just frantically bought them.
Yes, Marvel. Because I'm also
Yeah.
going.
Keen. Are you on the floor?
No.
Ah.
I did not buy the tickets. Someone said, hey, you want to come? I was like, sure. I'm not
Yeah.
wasting my time trying to.
Yeah, Mick
Punch
bought
on
mine.
the
So.
bit. But hey, who cares?
I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, enough about that. That's a whole other business. Oh, and of course, Knack. We need to see our Lord and Savior Knack return. But on that note, any other thoughts when it comes to, I guess, how PlayStation should improve from here?
Just go back to basics. That's it.
Yeah.
Stop going all fancy pants and think. Just do what Nintendo does and just not care what everyone else does. Just do your own thing.
Just do your thing.
Do your thing. Be like, as I said, be like Nintendo. Just make stuff. If it fails, oh well, we'll make another one and outsell all of the other ones combined. And it worked well for them.
Yeah.
But that's if they want to. But I don't know if you could put that into a blog or not. Or maybe they should just get rid of the blog.
That seems to work all right for them somehow.
Come to the 21st century. Just talk to people.
Xbox does as well. I remember that third-party thing, like, go check out the Xbox Wire. I'm like, oh, yeah,
but
okay.
most people, if it's Xbox, most people just go, no. Just like their whole Mixer server online streaming service that no one went to watch. Like, hey, we got the most popular streamer on our site. Cool. I'm not watching it.
Yeah,
look how well that went.
Platform.
Went real well. And everything else that Microsoft's made, even the Zune gets a good laugh every now. When I saw that in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I laughed. I just thought a Zune, because most people wouldn't even know what the hell a Zune was.
No
If
clue.
anyone wants to know what a Zune was, it was the competition to the iPod. And let me tell you, it was no competition whatsoever.
It was no competition. It was a bloodbath.
Might as well not even turn up.
Yep. All right, we'll wrap things up there. And again, as I said before, stay tuned for 2 more episodes of this. We'll do one dedicated to Xbox, one dedicated to Nintendo. Maybe they'll be next week. It depends on what the news of the week is next week. But we'll definitely roll these 2 next episodes out somewhere before the end of the year. Check out, as I mentioned before, our Monster Hunter impressions video podcast that we're going to put out as well. Depending on how busy I am, I might try and get that out Monday, and then this episode will be out, or will come out afterwards. Stay tuned for it anyway. It'll be out pretty soon. As always, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check out all the other videos. I mentioned, obviously, patched already. There's Player 2 Plays and a whole bunch more. Go check it out. There's a bunch of shorts still rolling out from PAX as well. Visit the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patched, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks. Lower tiers, early access. Higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. And finally, there's Twitter. Matto.
Matto_Phil.
Paul James Games for myself. The website is player2au. And until next time, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.